Hey guys, DanHeilman here. We're back with another Awaken Chaos Era video. People really liked my legendary review video where I went through and quickly reviewed every single legendary in the game. Today I'm going to do the same exact thing with epics. It's obviously going to be a little bit longer video because there's a lot more epics in the game. If I don't have too much experience with them or don't know much about them, I will just say that. Otherwise, I will talk about where they're good and why they're good. Okay, let's begin. So we're going to go into the index. We're going to hit the search button, and we're literally just going to hit epic. Okay. Lunar Melissa, really good in PvP. She's known for this big AoE taunt. She also has a stun. You can use her in Void Tower as well. She is a good CC unit. Light Zac. Really annoying in Arena now. They just reworked him. You want to build him a lot of attack because he cannot crit here. You also want to build him some survivability. He's good for Arena defense. You could probably use him in Arena offense. Not really used anywhere outside of Arena that I'm aware of. Celestial Kane. He's good for Ashe. He has invincibility. Big AoE invincibility, including all damage. He also has some dispels. Somewhere... Yep, right here. Remove negative effect from 2 team members when fully ascended. Pretty cool little unit. Mostly used for Ashe Magisteria. I could see him being used in Arena. I don't know where else you would use him. Might be something with Gemini. You could use him just to protect you from damage there. But yeah, that's that. Marion Shadowblood, pretty cool damage dealer, used in Ashe Magisteria again, can be used in other dungeons as well, and she has this joint attack thing that scales with speed as long as she's ascended twice. Pretty cool. She has an AoE and does some damage based on the target's max HP, which makes her good for bosses. Alright, Wood Epics. Scyllin, one of the new units. I don't know exactly where she is used. She has some cool stuff that she can nullify some damage, and when she also has defense up. I forgot about that. She has some other stuff where she attacks. Doesn't she? Yeah, this character will counterattack when teammates with defense up are attacked. Pretty cool because she has quite a long 3-turn defense up, which is pretty useful. I don't know what dungeons you would use her in. You could maybe use her in something like Queen of Tides or something. Obviously, the meta for Queen of Tides is poison, so not quite sure where you would use Scyllin. Alright, let's talk about Edicris. Edicris was just recently redone. He's pretty cool now. He has a big AoE that removes positive effects. He also has an A1 that removes positive effects. He's a pretty cool stripper now. Definitely is very good at removing positive effects. He has a chance of launching bonus attacks and stuff like this. Bonus attacks deal 60% damage to all enemies. He's pretty cool in a stun set because he gets those bonus attacks that deal damage to everyone. Don't forget, stun set does require focus to proc. Windax, aka Windstrax. She is known as a very good speed booster, very good in Arena and other places where you need to speed boost and attack up. Very good. She also can reset people's ultimates, which is a pretty cool ability. This was recently changed to only work on people who have actually used their ultimates, so it's a little bit more reliable now. And she also lands speed down, and yeah, she has this thing where she can reduce her cooldowns. So, pretty cool. Definitely used in Arena. Can be used in Void Tower if you're too slow. Stuff like that. Zatlux, one of the best wave clearers in the game. Has this really cool ultimate that resets if you kill someone. Very good unit. He does have a passive that gives him crit rate and precision. So you only need to build him to 70% crit rate. That's very important. Yeah. Resets his ability if he gets a cooldown. Resets his cooldown if he kills someone with his ability is what I meant to say. Very good unit. Akubi, one of the new units. He puts debuffs like poisons and what is it here? Poison, bleeding, and ignite. Can be used in Gemini Dragon. I've seen him used. I have also seen him used in Queen of Tides. He's a pretty cool little unit. I haven't messed with him too much. I have not built mine yet. It took me a while to get this guy, so I finally have him. But he puts a lot of debuffs, no positive effects, resistance down, etc. Pretty cool to go with poisons. The same thing with the Gajar. He's a poison exploder. He doesn't have a high chance to land poisons. You can see only a 30% chance to land poisons on his A1. He also can land poisons on his A2 as well. His A3, his ultimate, basically just deletes the poisons and does all the damage instantly. And he can also place unhealable. He's really good for Queen of Tides speed teams because he can place the unhealable, which means you don't have to kill the right ad. You can go right for the boss. Rickard, used in a tank comp, has damage based on his HP to everyone. So you want to build him with very high health. A lot of people build him in a revival set. He is cool for arena defense. He's cool for void tower tank teams. Anywhere where you want to be super tanky, he is pretty good there, and he does decent damage. His damage is basically just his AoE, so that's that. Okay, Antinua. One of the best green nukers in the entire game, especially single target. She basically gets a unicorn blessing. She attacks with her ulti, and then it gives her an extra turn, and blah, blah, blah. She gets a lot of turns. Build her in a cursed set. It is the best set for her. And she's very useful for guild boss, and anywhere else you need a hard single target damage dealer. You can use her in queens, but obviously poison is the meta for queen. One of the best nukers in the game. Very good. Kane got redid a little bit ago, but still I've never seen anyone really use him. If you need someone to remove positive effects, he can be used for that. Other than that, I don't see a big use for him. I don't see a lot of people ever using him. I pull him all the time and get so annoyed when I pull him because he's not that good. Hugh just got redone. Now his damage is based on speed, which is kind of interesting. I think it's one of these abilities here. Anyways, damage scales with this character's speed. Don't know that he's that useful. He does have the AoE that puts speed down on everyone, so it's kind of like a reverse Windex. You can speed the whole enemy team instead of speeding up your team. Don't really see him used. He used to be used a little bit in arena, but if you have Windex, I feel like that's just better because then you don't need to physically land a debuff. Vance. I've never built Vance. I've never seen a big use for Vance. He is a single target damage dealer. I think he has some chance to proc extra attacks and stuff, maybe. No, he doesn't. Oh, this is the guy that ignores damage if they have positive effects. Okay. Okay. Never seen him really used. Don't know where you would use him. He's a green damage dealer, single target. If you have Antinia, I would never use Vance personally. Urzag got a huge buff. The buff was too big. They scaled down the buff a little bit. He has kind of low attack, but if you can build him very high attack, he will do some solid damage for sure. Basically, you deal extra damage based on the difference between your attack and the person you're attacking. So if you build him very high attack, he can do pretty solid damage. He might be useful in the arena meta if you can gear him very well to delete some of those tanks. He does deal some very good damage, so he's especially useful against tanks because of this difference between the attack. Okay, that's Urzag. Arendelle, this is who I was thinking about last time. Does a lot of extra attacks. If you build him high crit, he gets crit damage past the crit cap. Can be used to deal damage. I don't know if I don't see him used that much. People will use him in the wood dungeon with other units who take a lot of turns. And yeah, so basically when an ally lands a critical strike, he can grant a bonus turn. So a bonus attack, I should say. Okay. I don't know, not the best green damage dealer. There's other options like Antinua, but a pretty cool unit, especially if you want to use him in a team with a lot of people who get extra turns like MSB and some of those other units. Orak, very good unit for Tulpa. His ultimate deals damage based on max HP. This hits quite hard on Tulpa. You can use him in Guild Boss as well, and he also has a proc that does damage to everyone, and he can also land decreased defense, which is pretty useful. If you really want to build him 100% crit rate, because then he procs the AoE every time, and it's pretty cool. Great unit for an epic. Very good unit. Solid red damage dealer if you don't have someone else. Awesome in Tulpa and Guild Boss, and you can even use them in Tower and stuff like that. Especially Tower because of this max HP. In the Tower, enemies have decent HP, so that's pretty cool. Azrina just recently got buffed. She was normal Azrina, and then Her AoE turned into a single target, and now it's back to an AoE. Does a lot of ignites. You will want to build focus. She is a decent single target damage dealer. Her ult hits pretty hard. Again, useful for Tulpa and Guild Boss. Don't know where else you would use her besides those two, but decent damage dealer. Jacob, another red damage dealer who is pretty good for Guild Boss and Tulpa. Gets a crazy amount of turns, uses this madness ability, can get like 7 or 8 turns after he uses that ultimate. The AI is kind of weird because he uses it turn 1 and only gets 1 turn. He also, if you get him A5, he's invisibly permanently invisible, which is kind of cool. It just means people can't target him. He can still get hit with AoEs though. So, okay, pretty cool. Does a lot of damage on Guild Boss and is pretty good in Tulpa. Pretty cool little unit. You want to build him in a cursed set because every time he gets the bonus turn, he gets a chance to get his cursed proc. So very cool there. Melissa, not really used. Has a big ult that hits pretty hard. Never used her, never seen her used anywhere. Has this attack buff and crit damage buff and speed buff. She can be pretty quick. There's something that makes her go fast. And yeah, never seen anyone ever build her. She might be cool. Never seen her used ever. Thomas used to be the OG train, hit harder than anyone. He does put the big decreased defense, but his ultimate hits kind of like a wet noodle, probably because he has A tier attack. I have not built him since closed beta test. He also can do some counter attacks and stuns and some other weird things. Never really seen him used that much. Some people do use him in Tulpa and Guild Boss, but other than that, not used very often. Scarlet lands bleeds everywhere. I have not built Scarlet yet, but she lands lots of bleeds, can be useful for Guild Boss and Tulpa. Yet again, red damage dealer. That's kind of what they're used for, is Tulpa and Guild Boss. I don't know. Bleeds are okay. They're just not as good as poisons. Bleeds and ignites just don't do as much as some other stuff in the game. Yeah. Magnar, kind of a weird unit, weird kit. Gets extra turns from doing this and that. Not really that useful. Has a high chance to apply stun and then does some other weird stuff where he has a shield, and I don't know, kind of a weird unit. Never built him. I've seen other people test him and doesn't end up being that good of a damage dealer. Probably wouldn't build him. Bruzak used to be really good in closed beta test. Has this stuff. He does place the big increased defense on your entire team, 50%, and he has this kind of this cool thing where an ally below 50%, if they take damage, he just absorbs the damage. I don't know where you'd use him. People used to use him in the Tulpa meta. I have not seen him used or built anywhere, anytime, ever. I've never seen him used. Harbag, just garbage. Just don't even build him. Has this weird rage mechanic where he gets rage and expels it to deal damage. I've never seen anyone build Harbag. I've seen a lot of people test him and is a very bad unit. Hassle, just a weird kit. Crit rate down and some heals and some weird stuff. Again, I've never seen anyone build a Hassle. I probably wouldn't waste any resources on him. Borden used to be really good in PvP. He got a nerf. He used to be really annoying. Used to just kill people and ignore everything and get all these bonus turns. And I forgot how they nerfed him, but he is not as good as he used to. Immediate bonus turn when enemy's health falls below 50%. I think this used to be able to be triggered more often. Yeah, that's what they did. This used to be able to trigger it every time it happens. Now it can only be triggered once per 4 turns. Can be useful for PvP, can be useful for Tulpa. Might even be able to use them for Guild Boss. He does have A tier attack, so not the highest attack out of anyone, but just an okay unit. Water, Hakrin. Had a huge nerf, still one of the best units in the entire game. He is in the tank meta and PvP. He is going to be useful in PvE almost anywhere. Anywhere you don't want to take damage. He's basically known for this right here. Build him with a ridiculous amount of defense, and he'll grant 20% of his defense to everyone. He has a very high defense. You can easily get him to 4,000 defense and give 800 defense to your entire team. He also does max health up, which is a buff. This now counts for Nathalia, but can be dispelled. Still an amazing unit, even after the big nerf. He is not as survivable now, but he still gives it to everyone. Lordric, never once seen anyone build Lordric. AoE damage with a buff strip. Never seen anyone ever use him. Don't have any experience with him. Not quite sure, but probably wouldn't waste my time on him because no one ever builds him. Myla, she is kind of like a mini Tia. She has the AoE that scales with the number of negative effects on the target. She also lands freeze and frostbite and frozen and some other stuff. Kind of cool, but I built mine and have never used her. Virgil, really annoying in PvP. He puts this AoE silence on your entire team. He has quite a high base speed. People build him really fast to go in arena, and he'll silence your entire team. Really annoying. And yeah, that's pretty much all he's used for. He does have 2 AoEs, so might be useful in a stun set with some high focus. Don't forget silence and the stun set need focus to land. Jonathan, never seen a single person ever use Jonathan. Not quite sure his kit. Tack up, damage reduction, removes negative effects, deals 100 damage to all enemies. I don't know. Never seen anyone use this guy before. Has a silence. No idea on Jonathan. Andre, single target damage dealer, hits quite hard, has a 250% multiplier. He also grants rage per critical strike, and he also like cleanses himself in one of these abilities here. Anyways, he cleanses himself sometimes. Where is that? Yeah, total dispel granting can be triggered once per 2 rounds. So this is basically just counters someone putting a negative effect on him. Pretty cool. Used to be really good for Ash Magisteria when you could put him in the first slot and he would draw the bomb every time. Now you can't do that anymore, so isn't as useful now. I know he's used in Guild Boss. He can be used in Ash Magisteria still as well. He is a good single target damage dealer. William, very good. He's known for the decreased defense. He's known for the joint attack on his A1. He also places counter attack, and he increases the damage of everyone's A1. Very good unit. Can be used in Ash Magisteria, in Arena, in Tower, Guild Boss. Can be used in a lot of content. Definitely known for Ash Magisteria though, and yeah, that's that. Helmar, another bleedy boy. Not really used. Never seen anyone use him. Bleeds are just kind of undertuned and don't do a lot of damage. He does a lot of bleeds. I don't know. Just not that useful. Nathalia, basically required for Ash Magisteria, one of the hardest nukers in the entire game, S tier attack, and basically can AoE attack as long as she has buffs on her. A lot of people build her in a guard set. She's really good for Ash Magisteria. She's also good for the red guild boss. She's also good for Tower. She's good for PvP. She's good for a lot of content. Basically gives herself buffs if she has a buff at the beginning of the turn. So either put her with a buffer that goes faster or build her in a guard set. And she hits extremely hard. She has a 200% damage multiplier, but this can hit every enemy as long as she has lots of buffs. Very good unit. One of the best epics in the entire game. Santis, another very, very, very good epic. The best poisoner in the entire game, hands down. She has an AoE poison, and she has basically this trait that if they already have a poison, she puts an additional poison. Once she's A5, 50% if she's not. Her A2 is not very good. Her A1 has a 100% chance to land a poison, so very cool. Build her high focus and in a cursed set or you know, another tanky set. Very cool there. Kyle, good counter for Windstrex in the arena because he has higher speed and he can just take over her abilities and buff your own team. Other than that, I don't know where he's used anywhere else. Okay. That was pretty quick, actually, to get through all those. 20 minutes. That is everything. That is all the epics. I went through all of them. I have experience with most of them. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. That was a quick review of every single epic in the game. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not already, and have a great day, everyone. See you guys.